Today's topic is Phylum Porifera, a non-chordates in Kingdom Animaliae, Unit 1, Chapter 2. Phylum Porifera. So, Porifera, porous, fairy. Porous means pore, fairy means to bear. So, the animals which bears pore on the body wall comes under this phylum Porifera. So, here the example is sponges. So, what is the habitat of the sponges means aquatic, mostly marine, asymmetrical, and few species live in fresh water. So, aquatic means they are live only in the water. Okay, they won't live on terrestrial. So, they need water. So, it may be salty water means or salty water or sea water, that is marine water. And fresh water, the rain water which stores in the lakes and the ponds. So, that is fresh water. And asymmetrical means they don't have any shape. And if they cut into pieces, they won't divide into two halves. Primitive, multicellular, sessile animals with cellular level of organization. So, primitive means first formed, multicellular, many cells, but they are loosely arranged. So, loosely arranged based on the cellular level of organization. So, the radial symmetry or asymmetrical animals, in some they may give radial symmetry. So, in some, mostly asymmetrical type. So, there is no body shape. Only in few it has radial symmetry. It can cut into any equal halves. And the circulatory system, like that, here there is no circulatory and digestive system. Only the water transport system is present in the sponges, and the water system can be called as canal system also. So, the canal system, that is the exchange of fluid materials and the waste materials through the body bearing pores called ostia present on the body wall. So, through that only the food or the waste material will enter or eliminated in the central cavity, that is called spongiocele. So, inside that there is a body cavity like substance, that is the body cavity like structure is seen, that is called spongiocele. So, the exchange of the food materials will take place through ostia, and it is supplied in the center portion and it is distributed from there. So, that the center portion is called spongiocele. And how it goes out, that is, it is called goes out through an osculum. And this water system is helpful, as I said, for food and other circulation. The central part is using the spongiocele, and the water system is useful there. So, what are the things can be transported? See, food gathering, circulation, respiration, and removal of waste material can be taken place through the water transport system. How the circulatory system in our body, like that for them water transport system. So, food gathering, circulation, respiration, and removal of waste. And inside the body, it is made up of two layers, pinocytes and chanocytes, as we discussed in the previous class. So, now you have to know about the chanocytes. So, the chanocytes or the collar cells, they have flagella, and they are the innermost layer of the spongiocele and the canals. So, they are the innermost layer. Okay. So, chanocytes or collar cells, special flagellate cells, and they are present inner layering of the spongiocele or that is on the canals. Okay. So, the body is supported by a skeleton made up of calcareous and silicaceous and spicules and spongin or both. So, the body is the outer covering, if you see, means it is calcium deposit like substances can be seen, or a spicules like also, spicules is nothing but the spine like structure. So, for support to the substratum of the soil. So, that because of the calcium, calcareous means calcium, silicaceous means silicon substances are seen on the outer surface of the body. Or it can be made up of spongin. So one, it can be calcareous and silicaceous, or spongin. Spongin, the outer surface is made up of. And the nutrition is holozoic and intracellular. So holozoic means taking the food from outside through a mouth. So we are also holozoic only. So we are preparing the organic food and taking from the outside. So in the injection way we are taking it. So that is called holozoic. So we are taking the food and we are swallowing. No, like that the sponges also take the food from outside and swallow it. So the organic matter is acting as a food, and that organic matter was digested intracellular only. So not the outside itself, there is no digestion. So digestion takes place intracellular. So nutrition is holozoic and intracellular, and all sponges are hermaphrodites. Hermaphrodites means the sperm and ova, the gonads. The gonads are nothing but the sperm and ova are present in the body of the same organism itself. So that means it is hermaphrodite. So now the reproduction. So the reproduction is asexually. So the asexual means fragmentation or germinal formation. So during favorable condition, if any accident take place to the sponges cut into small pieces. That is called fragmentation. Through the small pieces, a new sponges can arise. That is called fragmentation. And germinal formation, this is also under favorable. Unfavorable condition, the sponges becomes germ-like structure, that is gemmé-cup-like structure, which is formed from that. During favorable condition, the gemmule can become into a new sponge. Keep it in mind, the asexual reproduction takes place by fragmentation and gemmule formation, and sexually the reproduction takes place by the formation of gametes in Porifera. And after the gamete formation and after the zygote formation, how the development takes place? The development is indirect. So we are direct. So we are coming from direct from our mother with a full form. But indirect means there are so many larval stages taking place, like parenchyma and amphibractula. So parenchyma and amphibractula, through this larval stage, after that you are getting the sponges. Okay. So the reproduction is asexually by fragmentation and gemmule formation. So sexually by formation of gametes, and the development is indirect because it possesses so many larval stages like parenchyma and amphibractula. Some of the examples have been given is cycon or cypha, spongella, freshwater sponge, and Euspongia, bath sponge, and Euplectella, Venus flower basket. So we will see some of the sponges here. So this is cycon. So cycon, you can see the pores here. So it bears so many pores. Through this is called oestia. Through this only the outer substance, that is the food or anything, can enter into for food and the watery substance. They can enter into the water transport system, and the center portion, the spongiocele. So this is cycon, and you can see this Hyloneema, the Hyloneema. So here you can see the pores are larger, and it looks like a plus like symbol, and you can see a larger pore also. So it is also one of the type of porifera, that is one of the type of sponges. And you can see here is Chalina. So Chalina sponge, if you can see this one. And the next one is Euplectella. Euplectella, this is, you can see how the large pores are bearing spores. So Euplectella. And the underwater seabeds is the new habitat where the discovery and development of marine pharmaceuticals are in peak. Anti-cancerous and anti-malarial drugs and other bioactive molecules have been isolated and tested successfully. So, from the underwater sea, that is, marine pharmaceutical is a department. It is going to be developed because the underwater sea organisms having anti-cancerous and anti-malarial property. So from that they are preparing the drugs which is very bioactive, and it has bioactive molecules, and it was isolated and tested successfully nowadays. So we can get the medicine for cancer and malarial fever. So through the seabeds, underwater seabeds organisms, it is a new habitat. Okay. So porifera means you have to think about the pore bearing organism, and you have to think about the that is the body cavity. There is no body cavity and there is no body plane also. So they are asymmetrical, and you have to talk about the water system and the chanocytes, okay, and the reproduction, that is how the reproduction takes place, asexually through fragmentation and gemmule formation, and sexually by formation of gametes. The development is indirect. And you have seen some of the examples of sponges. Next, that is the one of the, do you know this, anti-malarial and anti-cancerous drug has been isolated from the under sea water, that is under the water seabeds, and this is the new habitat, and they had got success while testing in the medicine pharmaceutical. Okay. So by this we have completed the Porifera phylum, and in next class we will see another phylum. So thank you for watching the video. If you like the video, give a thumbs up, share and subscribe to Science Easy Tech channel.